Well, welcome back to Recruiter Boom. This is Will O'Connell. I am joined today by two very special guests. They are the founders of Bystro AI, Alex Kotler and Mason Alban. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Well, just first off, tell me a little bit about Bystro AI and the startup you're working on in Firmway.
Yeah, so Bystro is the AI answer engine for genetics. Our vision is that anybody can participate in the scientific research process, and it's really born out of this understanding that I got when I was in my PhD, that the tools that we have are orders of magnitude like too complex to make precision medicine really percolate as far out as it could. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, let's back it up a little bit. Would love to hear a little bit about I guess your guys' journeys and your backgrounds. Mason, tell me a little about your background and how you came to become a founder at Bystro.
Yes, Wayne, thank you. I'm a serial entrepreneur with a track record of building, scaling, and successfully exiting startups. I'm particularly excited about the advent of AI and its implication in healthcare. What really excites me is seeing the true potential that it has, especially bridging the gap between bioinformatics and real life clinical clinical applications. We came together with Alex because we really share a strong passion about healthcare and AI, and we see a perfect opportunity to work in a space that could enable a lot of really amazing discoveries down the road. So it's a really exciting time for us to be in this space.
Yeah, outstanding. And Alex, your background, what brought you to where you are today?
Yeah, so going all the way back, to basically like childhood, like it actually started a really long time ago. So, apologies to wind back too much, but so I was born in Kiev, Ukraine, right before Chernobyl exploded. And we didn't find out for several months just because the Soviet government didn't like sharing that kind of information. So I think my grandfather was and grandmother were editors in the Kiev Star, whatever the major newspaper there was at the time. And they found out from like their Polish neighbors and all that stuff. So we tried to escape that situation, and we were lucky enough to get refugee status and come to the U.S. when I was about 5. And unfortunately, when I was in undergrad, in college, I was in a business major. Several of my family members got cancers, like cluster of cancers. They all died within 6 months of each other, leukemia, all that stuff. And my mom and I got our own health issues. I was, disabled for years, and it really made me want to cure cancer, cure disease in general. And so I pivoted and added pre-med to my business major, went to a PhD in genetics. When I got there, what I wanted to do was ask the right question and use like all the biology tools to answer it. And I got there and I realized that the biggest problem was that the volume of data that we're accumulating, it's not just a size issue, it's so complex, the human mind can't handle it. And so what happens in research and medicine is that people, like these interdisciplinary teams come together, and it's, bioinformaticians and computer scientists and biologists and doctors, and these crack teams of people who are incredibly expensive to train, are all working together to answer these questions, and even then they struggle. So what I saw was an opportunity to make natural language the interface for analysis of these huge data sets. I spent time developing the first natural language analysis solution. I was at the PhD, and then I went to the Broad Institute to kind of learn, test the hypothesis that was really the right interface, and I actually worked on a similar problem with a very different solution, building a programming language for very large-scale genetic analysis. And I saw there was even folks from like MIT, they couldn't use the software without tremendous help. So we'd have office hours, and people would come in, and only those people could actually productively use it. And so it really convinced me that the natural language analysis was the right interface for genetics. And luckily, we'd spent 10 years building kind of the foundations of it. Now we have large language models that are really quite powerful in some ways, and we have a perfect, proprietary solution to kind of marry those two, so that you can just talk to like huge quantities of data and get really meaningful answers out.
That's super fascinating, and thank you so much for sharing the inspiring story for your past. You gentlemen are remarkable, and over at RV Consulting, our talent innovation lab, we partner with similar startups in that seed funding stage. And what we'd love to hear about, even at the event we attended last night, is really just kind of hearing about your guys' vision for your company, and like kind of just the differentiator and the problem it solves. So just share with you a little bit about the passion for Bystro AI, and where you see Bystro going in the market going forward.
Yes, you want to?
Yeah. So what's really interesting, to answer the first part with fundraising, there's such a huge push in with LLMs, and a lot of people don't sort of quite understand where it's going to lead to. You have OpenAI promising agents that are like $20,000 a month, that sort of thing, and a lot of investors sort of tend to be skeptical of other technologies, and it's for many reasons, because one, it's hard to really understand what's possible and what LLMs can actually do. So a lot of them sort of have been a bit apprehensive about investing, and but overall it's been very sort of slow in the last few years in the investing realm. For us, what's really exciting and unique is that even though LLMs are extraordinary, they don't necessarily scale without having really structured backend and have a couple agents that communicate effectively with each other, which then enables our company to have, or the platform to have minimal to very low hallucinations. So what's really exciting for us is that we're in the process of partnering with the right investment group, so that we could work in partnership, where that they see the vision that we see, and understand sort of these intricate application that where we can use this tech and can be very useful. So that's something that's been really exciting for us. We're having some really great conversations with the right investors that are not only sort of curious and very excited, but they all share a really great passion about the space and the potential that this technology has.
Oh, anything you want to add to that, Alex?
Yeah, as far as I heard a little bit of like where the future vision the company is. We really want, not a whole lot to add. We're really excited about making. There's so many ways that this could be used, but we're really excited at enabling a range of people that previously couldn't make use of this information. They have wonderful questions, they just can't use it. We really see it as having a worldwide appeal, and even the first version we released back when I was in my PhD program, we had users from South Africa who were trying to do these collaborative projects with major R1 institutions in the US, and they simply couldn't without Bystro, and it was incredible. So I'd have interviews with these people, and said that it enabled them to do things that they didn't even think possible. It's phenomenal. So we're really excited to kind of break it open.
That's amazing. That's great. Now, really, so some amazing involvement in organizations you guys are associating with during your startup phase in the seed funding stage. Mass Challenge, the Resolve event that we attended last night, and Governor of Massachusetts Maura Healey spoke, and just the amazing other startups that were there as well. In addition to that, we're looking forward to seeing you guys next week at the Imagination in Action MIT AI event. That's going to be a really great thing, and I think that you guys have even had some set some rules over there as well featured. So I'm looking forward to hear your guys' story as well.
Very well.
Yeah. So, well, essentially, I guess, in terms of, like, essentially in closing, do you think, like, if you were to kind of provide some advice for startups doing similar, getting the courage to do, a similar venture like yourself, or even like talking back to your younger selves or even years ago, what advice would you give to folks with this passion and this vision?
So I have wanted to be a entrepreneur since I was about 12 years old, and I'm pretty cautious by nature. The advice I give is there is no safe way to do it. You can prepare all you want, but the difference between being all in and having what feels like your life on the line, right? And doing it kind of with a foot in, and you're still kind of backed by whatever company or something like that, vastly different. You make very different choices. The save option I don't think can work, which means it's risky and kind of dangerous, super exhilarating too though. So could be like, do it and then stick with it, and that's the only way. Sorry. Yeah.
That's great. Do you have some advice?
Yeah, I'd love to. So, one thing I realized is that every beginning of, I've had, a few startups, and then it tends to be a very similar story. There's a lot of sort of excitement, then it's a lot of uncertainty. It's a lot of, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? And then in that journey, you hear people that are saying, well, that's a horrible idea. What are you doing? You just, might want to quit, quit now while you're wasting your time and resources. But then what you also begin to realize that there's also weathering outbursts that come along in your journey. And that's something that sort of kind of helps you along, just a little bit more, just to wake up one more day and just keep pushing. And what you also realize is that, whatever you're looking for is also looking for you. So as a startup founder, your job is to really just stay focused within the work in front of you. Don't look at the major, big, sort of crazy big picture, because it gets overwhelming. Just do the best that you can do every single day and have tons of faith in your journey. And then you'll begin to realize that if you push yourself long enough to meet your luck, then it comes in. And it's just a matter of really having passion, finding the right people, to sort of help you go through this journey. Avoid people that sort of tend to drag you down, or that have energy that's, that's sort of not conducive to the journey. I think that's really key. So it's really all about, encouraging one another, working hard, staying focused in your task up front, and then, not worry too much about sort of these grandiose, bigger picture, because over time, all those things tend to come. You just sort of have to push your will and yourself long enough to meet your luck. And then, you always get there. You just have to sort of stay the course and be focused.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Well, I admire you guys so much for what you're doing, and you guys have, brave. You got courage, and you got an amazing product, amazing company, and we're really excited to help support you grow in what you're looking to do as well. So, thank you, Mason, Alex. Thank you so much for joining this episode of Recruiter Brew, and thanks everyone. We look forward to seeing you for the next episode, and have a wonderful day.